What is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are here, please feel free to subscribe. And if you already are, feel free to hit the notifications bell. Today, I'm without Henry, but I figured I'd just make a quick video. So, I don't know how many of you watched the Kentucky Derby over the weekend, but it was crazy. First time in the entire 145 years that there has been a changing in the ending. As in, the winner, the first horse which crossed the finish line first, was not the official winner. For many reasons why, which I will get into the video. This is just to help you understand and explain. Of course, this is all just my opinions of whether what should have been called or what should not have been called. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Starting gate.
Okay, so basically they're loading in right now.
Coming up to line now under Flavien Prat. And the last one to load will be the horse that's never won a race.
So if you don't even know what the Kentucky Derby is, it's basically probably the most famous horse race.
They're all in line.
This is
We're ready for the start.
And yeah, it's a pretty famous race.
They're off.
Okay, so now they're off. A couple people get off Battle for the Gate. And then, just so you know, I was going for Improbable in the White Silks and War of Will, like the reddish pinkish silks
into the early mix. So they will lead the way early on.
So breaking out of the gate, Maximum Security, the pink silks with the black diamonds on the back, he had a really good board. So he's on the rail, which means he'll have the shortest spot around. However, usually they like to be third or second, just so they don't have to set the pace. Because if the pace, the horse saying the pace goes too fast, then they'll burn themselves out. But he set a good pace. But like as you see here, in the front, there's a lot of upset horses, like Long Range Toddy and Bodex Express, like even War of Will and Lacona. It would be surprising because usually the favorite one. But then, so you see number 5, that's who I was going for, and then also War of Will number 1 on the inside. So they're running down Maximum Security in great position. Basically everybody else, I didn't think Improbable had a good chance. I felt like he was too jam-packed in the middle of things and wouldn't be able to make the move. And so they're coming around this turn.
But Maximum Security continues
and as they're going around the home stretch, you see Maximum Security's on the rail, right? And then he just like cuts out in front, and then so later on, and then the thing is like the jockey didn't have to do that. As you see, Code of Honor came rushing into the inside and took him up, which was a bad move by the jockey, but maybe to block the other horse, maybe you need to see. Obviously, I've never rode, so there's a lot of other factors. So then they're going down the home stretch. Maximum Country House might make a move, but Maximum Security looks like he's got it up. Everyone's excited. He comes down the home stretch, 145th Kentucky Derby winner. But no, we'll get to that later. Obviously, if you watched it or you heard controversial ending, I'll have my thoughts and opinions. So basically, I'm going to try and go to replay now.
Did come out at the top of the stretch, nearing the top of the stretch. He impeded the one-horse War of Will.
So you see he cuts out. This is kind of a bad angle. But then he cuts out and tries to block off War of Will from coming. So this is the objection filed by Country House and by War of Will.
It actually happened.
And then they basically Code of Honor comes up on the inside.
He didn't have to steady because of this, but the one horse did have to steady.
Code of Honor doesn't do anything.
Coming to the top of the stretch,
and so,
maybe about a
now I'm going to try and find a better angle of it.
Is where Maximum Security ducked out.
Coming
he did
from that angle, it doesn't look like much,
definitely.
Right? The rules, though, so if we pause it right here, then as you can tell, his butt is right in the horse's face. He came off from the rail and into the horse. People say he nearly or may have clipped toes. But so
now
then
he
here
has
you
a
can
lane
see the
to
full
run.
thing.
So
he's
his
on the rail,
is taking him outside
and then
as
as War of Will comes around, he tries to go out and block him, maybe not knowing how close he was. So right now, later I'm gonna dumb it down for people who don't really understand the correct ruling, and then I'll show you a picture and try and zoom in and get a really good view. Okay, now on to the next part. Okay, so basically here I have a photo which I'm going to draw and mark up for you to try and see what's happening. So right there is Maximum Security. There is War of Will. And then right here is Country House, who eventually became the winner. Another horse to mention is Code of Honor, who will sneak up on the inside rail, but he does not end up winning the race. Okay, so basically what happened was Country House violated the rules. So basically he was on the rail right here a couple frames earlier. And then he sees that War of Will is coming up. I don't know if it was on purpose or the horse just jerked him over there. There's many factors. I'm not saying it's completely the jockey's fault. But he moved over and tried to get it. But as you can tell, he is super close to him. And the touching or rubbing, the rule committee could see that as basically that could have altered the outcome of the race. So this was the objection filed by Country House and War of Will. So basically they're saying that Maximum Security coming out of his lane had an effect on the outcome of the race, and therefore he needed to be eliminated. Okay, so as you see here, he is so close to, he might even be touching him, maybe just clipped a little bit. But there's a rule, right? That there's a lane. You have to stay in your imaginary lane. And so he was in his lane, right? And he went out of his lane into another horse's lane that was perpendicular to him or parallel to him. This is illegal. But for now, I'm going to get a piece of construction paper and dumb it down for you guys to make sure you really understand what's happening so you can really get the full effect. All right, now to the next part. Okay, so this is the third and final part of my explanation. I'm using a piece of construction paper. This isn't perfect. I mean, I just set this up. I'm using my phone and like this tripod thing, so I apologize. But so basically what we're gonna have here, right here is gonna be the rail. So this is the rail as they're going into the turn, right? We're gonna have this horse be Code of Honor. Code of Honor. That's bad. Then this horse, originally, this is Maximum Security right here. He is going to be open. This is War of Will. And then this will be Country House over here. So then, as you can see, Maximum Security is on the rail. He is in good position. But let me draw, this is what I was saying about the imaginary lanes, right? He could move, if he wanted to, into this lane. Because there is no horse right next to him that would constrict him from doing that. Right? So, if this is the lane, he can move into this lane because there's no horse there, right next to him. But let's do it again. So, let me show you what happens. So then, let's say this is the rail again. This is Code of Honor moves up after Maximum Security goes, this is Maximum Security, he goes into this lane, right? He moves into the lane, like I said he could. But at this point, War of Will over here had come up. So he moved into the lane, causing an obstruction, right? He forced this horse, which is War of Will, to slow down. This has an outcome on the race. It can't affect the race very much. Had this not had happened, War of Will could have won. But since they can't just say, all they can do is DQ Maximum Security for causing a foul, which could have affected the outcome of the race. That is the important part. If they didn't feel this could have done anything, the outcome of the race, he would not have been disqualified. And so then, over here, Country House came in second, and he ends up being the winner. Because, although War of the Will was blocked, the one blocked off, they have the power to do is DQ Maximum Security. So this So then they give from this guy going in first to Country House, who was in second, and is now in first. So that is basically my explanation. If you couldn't really get it, I understand, like, it's just a bunch of circles. But I was just trying to make this less confusing for you, because obviously it's very confusing. I mean, in the past, 145 years, it's never happened. So, yes, that is my explanation for you. Time to go to the outro. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Here's my terrible horse drawings. If you couldn't really understand, I just realized I might have been upside down on the drawing, but we'll fix that. So, I really appreciate that you watched this video. Comment down below something, like the video, subscribe, and I just wanted to make a video explaining what had happened, because, you know, it literally never happened, and my opinion, their call was right. Obviously, they are the experts. I'm not the expert, but I agree with their call. Because I think it had an outcome on the race. He forced a horse to drastically slow down. So, moving forward, obviously Country House is going to go into the Preakness to try and win the Preakness. With Maximum Security, he is still the best and fastest horse out there. He's still the best horse. It was just the foul which was committed, which was maybe the jockey's fault, but the jockey doesn't have rear view mirrors, right? So if he's trying to cut off a horse, he doesn't realize how close the horse is behind him. So I feel like Maximum Security should go into the Preakness because they would have a good chance of winning it. And honestly, they should keep the same jockey. I mean, that horse is used to the jockey, and he's used to riding with him, and I don't think he'll make the same mistake again. I feel bad for the jockey, but, I mean, if he's truly good enough, he'll rebound. Alright, without further ado, I will see you guys next week.